right, Kelvin, welcome to New York in Citi Field for the middle game of this three-game series between the Dodgers and the New York Mets. Welcome inside. Joe Davis and Al Hershiser. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Boy, what a game that was last night, huh? Dodgers had a 4-0 lead. It disappears with a 4-on-7 for the Mets, but then the Dodgers getting 2 innings from Kenley Jansen and one huge swing from Will Smith. Win a game in extras.
Yeah, extra inning win. Oh my gosh, and there was a lot of disappointment in the 7th. A pass ball by Will Smith, but he responded with a big swing to make up for that. This is a redeemer shot, and all of a sudden he goes from, oh my God, it's going to be tough to sleep, to I might be the hero, and he was, because of this Kenley Jansen 2-inning performance for the save.
Dodgers' first extra innings win since April. They had lost 11 in a row in extras. The Giants won as well, now have a season-best 6-game winning streak, and so the deficit remains 5 in the division. Dodgers, we mentioned last night, have the pitching lined up exactly how they wanted it in this series. They had Urias last night. They've got Scherzer tomorrow night. And tonight they've got the leader in ERA across baseball, Walker Buehler.
Yeah, you get the results you want last night. Now you've got Buehler and Scherzer, and Walker is throwing the ball exceptionally well. Pre-All-Star break becomes an All-Star. Post-All-Star break is getting better. And when you think about his stuff, it is still about the electric fastball. It is about the hard stuff that he throws the majority of the time. But really what got him through his last outing was that he figured out that the fastball wasn't working, and he went to the 2 breaking balls, and that got him a good 6-inning win.
He faces off with a fellow All-Star, Taijuan Walker, who has been nothing like an All-Star really since mid-June.
Well, once he was named to the All-Star team, he really started to go downhill, and people started to hit him, especially for the home run. He started to walk more guys. This is a guy who needs to live near the edges. We'll see if the Dodgers chase or if he is throwing the ball better.
Yeah, so a 2.12 ERA sends him to the All-Star game, the 6.70 since June 20th, the worst in the National League in that time. Dodgers looking for another series win in New York. It's LA and New York. Game 2 of this 3-game series coming up on Sportsnet LA. We're almost ready for first pitch at Citi Field. Joe Davis, Al Hershiser, and in New York, here's Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Joe. Today we received news that Julio Urias is going on the injured list with a left leg contusion. Yesterday, he pitched 5 innings, and in the 4th, when he was at the plate, he was hit by a pitch in that back leg. Of course, news of him going on the injured list is not something that we want to hear, but we are hopeful that it's only a 10-day sit, that he'd only miss 1 start. But hopefully we'll get more information later today from Dave Roberts.
And so if it has to happen, it lines up okay when you're looking at the schedule. And this is start against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are the only offense in the National League scoring fewer runs per game than these New York Mets. Well, the Dodgers looking for their 6th win out of their last 7 games, looking for their 9th out of their last 12. Here's the lineup that'll try and get it done, with Trey Turner leading things off and starting at second base. Max Muncy's at first, hitting second. He had a great game yesterday after struggling in Philadelphia. Last night's hero, Will Smith, bats 3rd, followed by Corey Seager. A.J. Pollock in left, hitting 5th. At third base, Chris Taylor, still waiting on Justin Turner's return. Cody Bellinger roams center field, and Billy McKinney's in right, hitting 8th. Now on the mound for the Mets is Taijuan Walker. You mentioned it off of the top wall. He had a 2.12 ERA in mid-June. That made him an all-star for the first time in his big league career. But in his 9 starts since that point, he's 1-5 with the worst ERA in the National League.
And you want to dig deep. When somebody's stats change that much, you dig deep. And really, the fastball, the 4-seamer, has really started to get hit around. And then you look at the slider, one of his out pitches. Well, that has almost doubled in batting average against. The league is now hitting 286 off of that rough patch. And then his changeup, the split finger change, that the league is hitting 333 against. So this is a guy who's pitching in a lot of traffic and giving up the long ball.
So you dig deep and you find that nearly everything has gone south in terms of his arsenal. Just turned 29 years old yesterday. Guy the Dodgers have seen quite a bit of through his career. A lot of it spent in Arizona. Saw him last year when he was with the Seattle Mariners. And then makes his 8th start against the Dodgers lifetime today. Off we go with a fastball and a strike on Trey Turner. In those 7 starts, Walker 3-1 with a 4.67 against the Dodgers. In his first season with the Mets, Flied into right field. Michael Conforto running to the line and out of room. 0-2.
A little bit of breeze there blowing out to right and a little bit across the field to blow that ball foul. Well, that's more than a breeze.
Judging by that flag. 0-2 comes home and Turner watches the ball. Trey last night was 1 for 4. He's reached in 5 of his 6 starts with the Dodgers. He's scored a run in 5 of the 6 starts. Knocked in a run each of the last 2 games. On a 1-2 from Walker. Abort.
That's hard to do what he just did.
Yeah.
That is really hard to not let go of the ball because it kind of adds a little pressure to your arm. You just kind of sometimes just release it. And Trey Turner should have just swung and ran to first.
Taken high, 2-2. The Dodgers scoring 6 runs on 9 hits last night. 3 of the first 4 runs came on sacrifice flies. On a 2-2. Strikeout and a high fastball. And more than half of Taijuan Walker's strikeouts this season do come on that elevated 4-seam.
And he does stick with it with 2 strikes. And kind of odd even through this rough patch that he has stuck with it, but looking to get back to his foundation.
One gone here in the first inning, and Max Muncy comes up for the Dodgers. After going 1 for 10 in Philadelphia, he went 2 for 5, scored a couple times. Muncy and Taylor both, who combined to go 2 for 23 in Philly, combined for 5 hits last night. Muncy, who has a home run against Walker before, pops this one up. Backside of the diamond, Jonathan Villar. 2 up and 2 down in the first. So it brings up the 10th inning hero, Will Smith. And we take a look at that home run on Statcast powered by Google Cloud. It was his 5th go-ahead hit for the Dodgers in their last at-bat this year.
He's been really good at the end of games. He's been really good in all the games he started in his career. 160 starts now in his career. 36 home runs, 112 RBIs. That is impressive.
And he's done enough late in games. He's done it enough times where he says he kind of figured he would last night.
He trusts the process. He trusts his prep, and he doesn't venture away from that when the pressure's on.
Grounds one to straightaway short for Villar. And that is a 9-pitch first inning for Taijuan Walker. Walker Buehler takes the ball for the Dodgers, looking to pitch him to a series win when you come back. Dodgers go down in order in the first. The Mets come up for the first time tonight with a lineup that is quite a bit different than they started last night against a lefty starting pitcher. In fact, 3 of the first 5 in the order came off of the bench last night. And McNeil, Smith, and Conforto, all left-handed hitters. Davis, Villar, and Nido rounding things out for Luis Rojas. Jimmy John's freaky fresh take looking at Walker Buehler. Since May 17th, he's got a 1.57, and even better lately. We're talking about right off of the top. His last 6 starts, he's given up a total of 5 runs.
He's avoided the home run ball. He's getting a few less strikeouts, but he's getting a lot of weak contact, and that's because he is recognizing what he has that day and then going with some of his strengths, even if it's not the fastball. And I think that is a great growth spot of what he has done. He's kind of lost that youthful exuberance, and now he's more of a veteran. That's that savvy veteran that understands how to get people out.
Fires a 1-0 to Nimmo. Outside with a fastball, 2-0. Here it is. Statcast powered by Google Cloud, looking at the breakdown of what he's got.
He's got it all. And last start, it was more about the slider and the curveball to get him through the outing. A lot of times it's about that fastball.
It's all fastballs so far, and it's 2-1 on Nimmo. Now the Angels went 0 for 9 against his slider in his last start, as he held him to a run over 6 innings on a day where he says he didn't totally have it. Dave Roberts said before the game today he thinks that's been the biggest growth for Walker Buehler this year. Even on days when he doesn't feel his best, when he's kind of searching for it, he still made a quality start.
He doesn't just default to I'm going to keep using the fastball, and then if he makes mistakes with it or walks people, he went to the slider a little bit earlier, last start. Really enjoyed watching him pitch, even though he was struggling.
It's a leadoff walk for Nimmo. His signature sprint down to first after the walk. His season high 4 of those against the Angels, part of the evidence of him not quite feeling right.
The bigger the game, the bigger he is, the bigger the situation in the regular season, the better he is.
Leadoff man aboard, Jeff McNeil coming to the plate. 1 for 3 off of the bench, drove in 2 last night, grounds this one up the middle. Seager's only play is at first, with nobody at the bag at second. Just a product of the defensive positioning there. So they get the first out. Nimmo goes to second, as the Mets sit in 3rd place. They're in 1st place for most of the summer, but they're 5-10 over their last 15 games and have gone from 4 up to 1 back and in 3rd place.
Well, if the Dodgers consider the West a tight race, which they do, then this is a really tight race.
3 above average clubs. Mets or the Phillies in 1st place, just 5 games above 500. Better at second, 1 away. Here's Pete Alonso, who fouls back the first one from Buehler. Got a couple of good solid egos facing off here in Buehler and Alonso, who's 2nd in the league with those 25 homers.
A couple of all-stars, a couple of guys that might like to go strength against strength.
And Alonso has gotten the better of Buehler, 2 for 5 with a pair of home runs against him. Oh, 0-2. Back-to-back heaters from Walker to start it. Alonso had a couple big spots last night where he went down on strikes. 1 for 4 on the night. It's been an interesting stretch for him, where he had an 0 for 19 slide, but then just tore it up against the Nationals earlier this week. Oh, 2 in the dirt, ball 1.
His first couple games in this first at bat, they have tried to jam Alonso. Right there, just trying to get him to chase, but definitely have sped him up in. The first fastball seemed like he was going kind of 4-seamer up. The second one, he tried to kind of tail in on him a little bit.
Here comes the 1-2, very high this time, ball 2. I know you talk about hitters tell you where they want it based on their little half practice swings. Is he telling you where he wants it?
Oh, for sure. I think he definitely is that cookie hitter, that mistake hitter. Can he hit a good pitch? Yeah, but he's a guy that you would rather face in a key situation, because if you make your pitches, you probably are going to get him out.
Now, there were some dudes that scared you, but you felt like you could pitch to them. If you made your pitches, you're going to get them. Other guys, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Exactly, especially the contact guys and the line drive hitters that cover the whole plate, cover high, cover low. Very few of that second guy.
That's down the line foul.
That's a pitch he can reach. That's a pitch he can barrel up. But because he's changing speeds on him, he turned the field, and he's got a baseball in his hand. Alonso's still at the plate.
And Nimmo's still at second. This Mets offense averaging fewer than 4 runs per game this year. It has been a massive disappointment when you see the guys they have in the lineup. Francisco Lindor they acquired this year. He hit just .228 before going down with an injury. First game of the second half. There are too many good hitters in this lineup to struggle the way they have. That's a bounce at a short. Backhand Seager. Take it Alonso. 2 gone.
Nice baseball clock by Corey Seager. Knows how hard that ball was hit. The backhand, and then just took plenty of time to get it over to first. There's the tough part of the play. Now the easy part. Just routine it over there like you're taking infield practice.
2 gone first inning. No scores. Dominic Smith comes up. One of the guys that's at the center of this disappointing offensive season. Well, he's been a little bit better lately. His OPS on the year is down almost 300 points from last year. And he pops the first pitch up into short left field. Pollock on the move to the line. It's foul. I don't know if that bounced in play.
It sure looked like it might have, right by the brick wall. I thought the ball kind of disappeared before we saw it hop into the stands.
So it's 0-1 on Smith, who's an everyday player for the first time last year. He hit .316. His OPS was 4th in the league. It's been more of a struggle this year for the 26-year-old. And an 0-1 from Buehler. He pulls one right side at second base. Trey Turner throws to a moving Muncy, who found the bag and ended the inning. Leadoff walk, but no damage done and no score after 1.
Keys to the game are brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers. Keep homering when the Dodgers homer. They've gotten 61 of their 70 wins when they've at least homered once. Length from Buehler, they need that. Kenley Jansen's down. Blake Treinen's down. Brule's down. They need to protect the bullpen, and that could be done by your starter and clean it up. Well, the pass ball yesterday hurt. The walks hurt. And they do give up a lot of unearned runs, the most in the big leagues.
Went down in order in the first inning against Taijuan Walker. Here's Corey Seager slapping the first pitch foul. Started the scoring in yesterday's game with a double off of the wall in center. And is hitting .289 since coming off of the injured list 2 weeks ago. Out in front of a changeup, his hand pops off of the bat, and it's 0-2.
9 of 11 of those pitches have been strikes. He is attacking from the mound.
Former first-round pick of the Seattle Mariners, Taijuan Walker. Debuted when he was 21, 2013. He was a part-time big leaguer his first 2 years. Full-time member of the Mariners rotation 2015 and 16. They then traded him to Arizona, where he had a couple good years before undergoing Tommy John surgery, missing almost 2 full years. Came back last year and had his best season in a while. Split between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Got traded mid-season. And he says he looks back to the early part of his career and thinks back to the way he thought and the way he worked, and sees an immature kid going through the motions, and takes pride in that he's a lot different now. Seager fouls it again, and he says now he wants to help the younger guys that come up not make some of the same mistakes he made. Since the start of his career, he's gotten married, he's had a baby, got 2 dogs, he bought a house, and he's in the process now of adopting his cousin. Throws another 1-2, and another foul off of the bat of Seager.
Some life events that will mature you.
29th birthday yesterday.
Pretty soon he'll be able to write a book.
It's a lot of living.
Yeah.
His 7th pitch to Seager. Inside, ball 2. And that doesn't even consider what he went through as a kid, growing up in Yucaipa, California. He was raised by his mom, Nellie, who worked multiple jobs to make ends meet. And there was a time where the family lived in a van for several months. A little bit low. Count goes full. And Taijuan, who was a teenager at the time, helped his mom raise his younger brother, younger sister. And as you might imagine, extra close relationship between Taijuan and his mother. Seager continues to make him work. It stays at 3-2.
9 pitches in the first inning. Now 9 pitches to Corey Seager.
Taijuan says he'll go back into the clubhouse after the game and basically have a running play-by-play of the game via text message from his mom.
Oh, wow.
He gets him swinging, ultimately winning the battle for his second K.
First inning K on a fastball. This on the splitter. Gets him out in front. Go 97 up and in, and then 90 splitter low and away. That's a pretty good combo.
4 up, 4 down for Taijuan Walker, and now A.J. Pollock. Applies the first one that he sees to right, Michael Conforto. And after a 10-pitch at-bat for Seager, just 1 for Pollock, and 2 gone in the second. So that brings up Chris Taylor. He followed the 1-for-13 Philadelphia series with a good start to this series.
There are ups and downs to the season, but we were like, what's going on with Chris Taylor a little bit, but he came right back out of it. Just a very short, cold spurt. Heads up play on the bases when the ball got away from the mound, but also outstanding in the batter's box.
And the heads up play led to a run. Every run was important in a game that went into extra innings. You know, runs scored as a statistic is like RBIs, somewhat circumstantial, what happens around you. But you can also help your own total doing things like he does on the bases. On this 1-0, watches this run. He's among the leaders in the National League in runs scored and has been all season.
Secondary leads, jumps and breaks, helping your third base coach by having some wheels. Getting waved around more often than the other guys.
A froggy 97 there.
The second one he's touched 97 with. He's not afraid of the middle of the plate. He's thrown about 4 or 5 pitches of those 23 right down the middle.
1-2 is in there to get him looking. Bookend K's on a 1-2-3 second for Taijuan Walker. No score back in New York. If Walker Buehler and the Dodgers strike out 10 Mets tonight, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with a purchase of a large drink. Buehler against Conforto to open this second. Leadoff walk in the first, and then 3 ground ball outs. Conforto came off of the bench in game 1 and doubled on the first pitch that he saw, helping ignite that 4-run 7th inning. And extending his on-base streak 12 games where he's hitting .324. Overall, though, it's been his worst season, which is not a good time for that. Michael's headed into free agency this winter. Kind of hard to believe. Seems like he was just the hot new player.
Yeah,
breaking in for the Mets.
He's part of that group that came off the bench that got more hits than the starters.
Ahead 2-1. Two and two.
Walker working hard to establish the hard stuff. Really not going to the off speed very much yet. Fastball, cutter, 2-seamer.
Roczen fires 2-2 and gets his first strikeout of the game with a curveball.
Hard, harder, hardest, and then pull the string, even though it's a little bit of a hanger. Different speed with a different break.
Yeah, between the slider and the curve in this 6-start stretch where he's been extra dominant, opponents are 5 for 50. One away in the second. Here's J.D. Davis. The curveball used to just be something that he'd show every now and then, almost how the changeup is now. He had it but didn't really use it, and it is evolving into so much more than that. Pours in strike one with a fastball.
First swing and miss he's gotten this evening. You try and get your fingers to the front of the baseball to get that 12-6 rotation. I think the fact that he's throwing the curveball more, throwing the slider more, is why he's giving up less home runs, because then even when he has to default to the fastball, the hitter's timing is off. So those balls are now falling short of the wall instead of going over the wall. So whatever the batting average against on the slider or the curveball, the off-speed stuff in general, it helps the fastballs.
There's a slider to get a swing and a miss from Davis. So a curve strikes out Conforto. Slider gets Davis, and 2 gone in the second.
2 swings and misses on 2 off-speed pitches, 2 different ones.
He's found a new grip, really a new old grip on that slider that he implemented early on this season. Because the slider over the first month plus got hit around pretty good. But it's been a whole lot better after tweaking that grip, using a grip that he learned initially from Kenta Maeda. Jonathan Villar with the bases empty and 2 out. Looks at a cutter inside, ball 1. The slider grip that Maeda taught him, had a hard time controlling it. There was just one night where he felt like he had it. It was in August of 2019, and he struck out 15 Padres. And then poof, it was gone until early on in 2021.
He's always had a battle with spinning the baseball. Not that he can't, but finding the one that is break sharp and still is a strike. The fastball, he's never had issues really. And it's probably because as a young man, he could just dominate people with his fastball, so he didn't really have to think about throwing pressure sliders or pressure curveballs or pressure changeups. Until he got to the big leagues, where the ability across the field was almost the same as his, that he have to start mixing those pitches in more.
3-1 on VR. Three and 2.
When you have butane on your glove, you're not always defaulting to a breaking ball. Going up the thumb of that glove.
And you probably don't particularly care if the guy at the plate is a quote-unquote good fastball hitter.
No.
Doesn't say so on your batting gloves, bro. Got Conforto with a curve, got Davis with a slider. Here he comes with another 3-2 to VR. It's a curve that just misses and a 2-out walk.
I like the fact he pulled the trigger on a 2-out 3-2 curveball. Yes, it's a walk, but puts it in the back of everybody's mind. Doesn't make him default to a fastball and give up a solo shot that all of a sudden could cost him a game. This game is 0-0 on the road. And until your team starts to support you, it gives you a little bit more liberties to kind of use only the fastball. Max Scherzer talked about that in his first outing here at Dodger Stadium. Well, not here, there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
LA.
Yeah.
Here. Tomas Nido flies one into center field off the end of the bat, and Bellinger comes on to put it away. And then the second, no score after 2 in New York.
World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's new $3 spicy tiny tacos and $4 loaded spicy tiny tacos.
Back in New York, no score as we go to the top of the third. Joe, Orel, and Kirsten. And Taijuan Walker, who's retired the first 6 that he's faced.
He's in his all-star form right now. Not what he's done his last 4 starts, where he's given up multiple home runs in every start, totaling 10.
Cody Bellinger leads off this third and cracks the first pitch on the ground. He's hustling to make McNeil hurry, and just in time for a 1-pitch out.
Decide baseball's biggest blooper, and you can win your own error-free fan experience. Fill out your MLB Oops bracket, presented by Mattress Firm at MLB.com/bracket for your chance to win. Restrictions apply. See official rules.
One away for Billy McKinney. Another start in right field for him tonight. He was 0 for 1 last night with a pair of walks, and the hits have been hard to come by, but still reaching base with a high walk rate. Had 1 ball, no strikes.
He needs to show the Mets the old power he used to have. He hasn't shown the Dodgers that.
Had a double in his first game with LA. Doesn't have an extra base hit since. On this 1-0, McKinney watches ball 2. On the corner there, 2-1. You know, every crowd has its own personality. Tonight's crowd is a lot more tame than last night.
You are so right.
3-1. No more of a mid-season, middle of the pack in the standings crowd. Last night, borderline postseason intensity in there a lot of the night. Fitting to where these two teams are in their seasons. On a 3-1 pitch, McKinney watches ball 4, and he's got another walk. First Dodger base runner of the game, too.
It's a big walk because Walker Buehler does his job, gets him over. Trey Turner, one of the best hitters in the big leagues, gets a shot at an RBI. This crowd seems like it needs the organ or the scoreboard to get them going.
Yeah, and last night they didn't need anything.
No, they came up with their own cheers. They had a wave going. They had a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go Mets chants on their own.
Takes a strike. It wound up being an easier discussion because they finally won an extra innings, but last night was another example of, you can talk about extra innings, but the game didn't need to go to extra innings. The Dodgers had Austin Barnes up there trying to bunt at one point. He couldn't get it down. Buehler fouls this one back, and it's 0-2. 4 innings, some soft contact the Mets had. Too many walks in the inning. And some of the things that have haunted them in the close games.
It was definitely ugly. And they responded in a great way, and it could have easily turned into like participants that were just kind of observing and slightly depressed, but they kept fighting, especially Will Smith with the pass ball, but then coming up with the home run.
Buehler tries it again with 2 strikes and watches it go by.
That's really surprising because Walker is a very good bunter, works really hard at it, outstanding at getting it down in practice, and he's not fearful up there. He just didn't recognize strikes from balls.
5 Ks for Taijuan Walker, who had just 1 in his start against the Phillies on Sunday. He's got 5 through 2 2/3. See if the Dodgers have some better luck second time seeing him. Trey Turner struck out to open the game. McKinney at first, 2 gone. Walker out of the stretch. We'll check on him.
The guy might not be a base stealer, but one of the things that cues you in as a manager or a pitcher or catcher trying to keep the running game down is, if we throw this guy out, are they in a good part of the order to start next inning? And definitely the Dodgers are. So a lot of times in that situation, that's when the surprise runners will go. You know, a guy that doesn't have a reputation for stealing, but where they are in the batting order, the risk reward all of a sudden warrants, hey, let's take a chance on the surprise.
So as a pitcher, you kind of got to put your manager cap on.
You sure do. And Walker not particularly fast to home plate, so not a bad guy to surprise steal on. One of the things that will slow the running game down, though, for the Dodgers right here is leadoff hitters that can go deep. Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, Chris Taylor. So don't take them out of these hitters counts.
A lot of movement on that sinker. 2-1. And McKinney, for whatever it's worth, only 3 stolen bases in his career.
That would be a surprise. Remember Matt Beatty getting thrown out. That was a surprise attempt.
Turner hits one in the air to left for Dominic Smith. That's down for the Dodgers in the 3rd. No score in New York.
Welcome back to New York City. When it comes to the Cy Young Award, Walker Buehler's name is right at the top of the conversation. Dave Roberts told us earlier that he uses the motivation to really perfect his craft, but he is a player. What allows him to be so great is that he has the ability to compartmentalize playing on the field, and when it coming to the Cy Young Award, keeping that to the side. So for now, guys, it's all about this game and getting the win tonight.
So we'll do the work for him, Kirsten. Here's how he stacks up at this point. Jacob deGrom has not pitched since early July, and there is no firm timetable for his return. So these are the guys at the head of the discussion. Actually, a few guys on the Brewers staff that you could plug into this discussion. We only have room for 1, though. Strike 1 on Taijuan Walker.
There's a whole lot of compartmentalizing in the big leagues. Pitching on the road, having people boo you, stand in the on-deck circle, getting ready to hit, and having those fans that are close up to you try and distract you. All kinds of places where you've got to all of a sudden figure out how to focus and block things out.
The 1-2 to Walker is fouled off of the glove. We'll do it again. Taijuan, a good athlete. First sport growing up was basketball. They called him Skywalker. The big dunker. Averaged double-double in high school for the Yucaipa High School Thunderbirds, and had some offers to play JUCO basketball if he wanted to go that route. Swings and misses at this curveball, and Buehler has his 3rd strikeout. All of them on breaking balls.
It's a great place to practice a pitch that you want to have for the 2nd time around the order, so he's got it ready.
Brandon Nimmo led off the game with a walk. We're stranded at 2nd. Nimmo ranks 4th in the National League in on-base percentage. There's Juan Soto, Buster Posey, Bryce Harper, Brandon Nimmo. 28 years old in his 6th year with Major League time. Watches one spin in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Key for him has been staying healthy. He's had just one season where he's played even 70 games. That's a changeup that misses. Ball 2.
I don't think it's a coincidence that all 4 of those names you mentioned are left-handed hitters. Usually a lot of batting champions from the left side, on base percentage winners. More right-handed starters, closer to first base.
Count goes full. Here's the payoff. It's foul. You know, Duke Snider's dad taught him to hit left-handed for that reason. Same thing with Max Muncy's dad. Any edge you can get your kids. Another 3-2 from Walker Buehler is on the hands and bounced along first. Fair. Muncy to the bag for out number 2.
First 40,000 fans in attendance on Wednesday when the Dodgers face the Pirates will receive a 2020 World Series replica ring courtesy of Bank of America. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but wasn't there a story you've told about a player where the brothers taped his right arm behind him or to his side so they would force him to throw left-handed?
Yep. He was in San Francisco. Yeah, there's definitely a guy. He went to Creighton.
I just remember laughing so hard.
Grounded to first. Muncy takes this one to the bag. He gets McNeil on one pitch. Oh, man. Tip of my tongue. I'll tell you when we come back. But, yeah, it definitely happened.
Okay. Good tease.
Junior Dodger of the game tonight is Landon from Eastvale, and his favorite player is Mookie Betts. You can join Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game at Dodgers.com/JRDodgers. 4th inning and no score back in New York. Max Muncy to lead off against Taijuan Walker. Dodgers still looking for their first hit against the first-time All-Star. So the guy I was thinking of, Ty Block. He had an uncle who, anytime they'd play catch, when he picked the ball up with his right hand, he'd make him set it back down and pick it up with his left until that started to become natural. But the one you're thinking about, brother that taped his hand behind his back, taped his right hand behind his back, it's actually Rich Hill.
I am so stupid to not remember Rich Hill.
Well, I didn't remember it either, so thanks.
Okay, well, whatever.
Grounded to second. McNeil. One away. Yeah, so Rich Hill's naturally right-handed.
That's awesome.
Hyun-Jin Ryu, naturally right-handed. But his dad gave him a glove for a lefty when he first started playing catch. Here's Will Smith. As far as we know, he's just right-handed. No story about it. Owen White. Splitter just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike on Smith. With the 3 RBIs last night, has driven in 23 in 21 second-half games. On this 1-1 from Walker, he hits one down the line, but foul. With Turner out and Betts out, Smith plugged into that 3-hole. And you don't really bat an eye at it.
No, you don't. He's been so clutch.
Down swinging here. Walker's fifth.
The fastball's getting swings. It's getting swings and misses, and he's throwing it an awful lot. And 4 strikes. About 8 out of 10 are strikes. This one, Will Smith chases out of the strike zone, but Walker gets credit for the strike.
2 out, 4th inning. Up comes Corey Seager, who has homered against Walker in their previous meetings. Bounces this one gently to second. Jeff McNeil finishes a lightning quick 4th inning for Walker. No score in New York. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., the new sourdough star, now at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. Back in the great city of New York to the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits on either side. Taijuan Walker, Buehler, both been good. Pete Alonso geared up for that first pitch curve, bounced it gently to Taylor at third. 1 pitch, 1 out. And a word from Morongo.
Wahlburgers is now open.
Three Ks, 2 walks, no hits. This Dominic Smith takes his time getting up there. Mentioned a couple times, Dom grew up in South Central Los Angeles, obsessed with baseball. Kind of kid that slept with his glove under his pillow. He'd watch Angels games. He's an Angels fan. We watched some Dodgers game too, and he would get his full Little League uniform on to watch them. Take strike 1 from Buehler. And spent much of his time as a kid at the MLB Urban Youth Academy in Compton. A place that Dominic says changed his life, and he's not sure he'd be doing what he's doing now if it wasn't for the academy. Now the 0-1 from Buehler takes a changeup for a ball. One of the guys that helped him at the academy, Ken Landreau. He's one of the leaders of that academy and a fellow South Central product.
I've spent 3 or 4 days over there back when I was an active player and a retired player. And it's a very nice facility, and the kids are really dedicated to getting better.
Dominic's parents said that it was like daycare. It was like the best babysitters ever. And him growing up in a tough neighborhood where they were very conscious of that. And he swings and misses here. He's out number 2 of the 4th. Wanted to do all they could to keep him out of trouble, and the academy was a huge tool in doing just that as he grew up. A strikeout for Buehler, his 4th of the game. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th.
It's a huge asset for the community, and the community really respects the field and the facilities, and so do the kids. It's really a nice place, and Kenny Landreau and the whole staff there does an amazing job.
Sounds like it's changed a lot of lives.
Yeah, the kids are, you know, at first when you show up, you know, you're a Dodger and it's autographs and it's pictures. But after they get used to you a little bit, a half hour, hour into it, and you're staying there 3-4 hours and you're hanging out and you're doing BP and side works and all the stuff, they are so locked in.
Conforto hits this ball to deep right field. McKinney out of room and gone. First hit of the game for either team is a Michael Conforto home run. And for Walker Buehler, it's the first home run that he's allowed in 9 starts.
It looks like a little cutter that didn't cut very much, stayed on the plate. Can be a sweet spot for left-handed hitters. McKinney does, wow, his best, but just not enough. It's a pretty swing, and boy, it's back-legging it like we saw Muncy do the other day.
J.D. Davis now hits this ball way up there, but got under it. It'll stay in there for A.J. Pollock, and that's that for the Mets, who break through first. T-Mobile Coverage Cam brings us back to New York. About a 15, 20, 30-minute drive, depending on traffic from there, to Citi Field. Mets lead at 1-0 and a home run from Michael Conforto. And as we go to the fifth, the Dodgers look for their first hit against Taijuan Walker. Conforto's home run was the first for the Mets against Buehler. And now Walker, who had struggled so much over the last month and a half, tries to keep on rolling, facing 5, 6, and 7. It's Pollock taking a strike. AJ looking for his first hit of the weekend at 0 for 6. Oh, and 2. Ball 1. We told you Taijuan Walker's faced the Dodgers a bunch in his career, and he's 3-1. But that one loss, a complete disaster. Game 1 of the division series in 2017, when he was with Arizona, he gave up 4 runs before he got an out. Gets a chase here. And Pollock is the first out of the 5th on strikeout number 6 for Walker.
This is the split finger fastball. You can call it a change, you can call it a splitter. Pretty much a split finger fastball. Those fingers are not split that wide. He's just taking a lot of velocity off, and it's also getting some tumbling action.
Usage overall on that pitch way down from last year. There he gets Pollock with it for the first out of the 5th, and now Chris Taylor. A lot of early swinging. J.D. Davis just gets it there in time. Boy, he took a couple steps towards the bag before pulling the trigger.
1 pitch, 2 windups in pitches. The first one gets a ground ball. The second one taking his time. That's about 5, 6, 7, 8 steps.
That's what you do when the catcher's running. He took a decent little stretch from Alonso to finish it off. 2 out, Bellinger. Bends back, ball 1. Ground out his first time. Has a hit in 9 of his last 10 games. One and 1. Ball 2. Cody has homered against Taijuan Walker before. He's ahead here as the 2-1 comes home. And he pulls the trigger on a high slider, lofted it to the right. Routine for Conforto on 9 pitches. A 1-2-3-5. That's 5 no-hit innings for Taijuan Walker. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyota's national sales event is on. Come and find great ways to save on a new Camry. This is Leon Cador, who's probably best known for pitching every inning of a 26-inning game one time. But on this date in 1919, he was the winner in Game 2 of a doubleheader. that lasted 2 hours and 17 minutes. The doubleheader.
I was wondering which game, and then you go the whole thing.
Strike one on Jonathan Villar. The Hall of Famer Grover Cleveland Alexander pitched the Cubs to a win in game one. It lasted an hour 10.
It took longer to change sides than it did to play the game.
It's crazy, isn't it? 1 ball, 1 strike. Cador beat a guy named Sweetbread Bailey in game 2. In the 2 games, a total of 13 strikeouts and 1 walk. 2-1. So 2 hours, 17 minutes play doubleheader. This game, relatively speaking, flying. We're an hour away from that in the 5th of game 1. Base hit for Villar to lead off the 5th. Wide turn and holds.
I don't like the way this game's going, because the only way Walker Buehler's been beat this year, no hitter or a shutout.
Yep. 12-2.
12-2, and the only way Buehler has been beat. He's 11-0 when they get him 3+ runs.
He's not lost when they get him any runs.
Yeah, that's right. They're following the right script, the Mets are, to beat him. The Dodgers need to wake up on the offensive side.
Tomas Nido out of the 8th spot, flied out his first time, and it's 4 for his last 28 as he watches a heater catch the edge. Strike one. First home run that Walker Buehler allowed in 9 starts. It was on a cutter. He'd not given up one on a cutter since May 11th. Big swing and a miss, 0-2.
The home run and that last hit, both on cutters. It's the only 2 hits of the game on that pitch, and no others.
Leaves that one up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Underway in Arizona. Diamondbacks have taken the first 2 games from the Padres. No score in that one. Last of the first. Padres have the hardest remaining schedule of any team in baseball. Runner takes off on a foul ball. Giants get going at 6:05 Los Angeles time. Sammy Long, rookie swingman, makes the start for them. Kyle Freeland goes for the Rockies. Giants looking for a season best 7th consecutive win. Facing a Rockies team all that after the Giants won the opener last night, or game 2 last night, Rockies are now 13-44 on the road. Another 1-2. Runner not going this time, and he gets him with a high fastball. The 5th for Buehler.
High fastball after an outstanding breaking ball gets him. Walker mixes his pitches really well. He is hard to hit.
5 more, and everybody gets a jumbo jack. Runner at first, 1 gone. Taijuan Walker. who bunts it foul. One ball, one strike as he's up there to sacrifice. Just wanted to double check to make sure that I wasn't going crazy.
I think you're right.
Okay. Taijuan Walker hit left-handed his first time. First time this year that he's done that. And let me double check. I'm assuming it's also the first time in his career. Two and one.
He was leading off the inning. He ended up striking out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time of his career that he batted left-handed.
Well, you did say he was a good athlete.
And he has had a side issue this year. So that could be something.
And knowing he's going to bunt,
right.
He's like, I'll go back to my natural side now, and I'd rather bunt from this side. But if I have to swing the bat leading off an inning, and he wasn't going to try to bunt for a hit, he decided he would hit left-handed.
Two strikes on him. He'll square again and take ball three.
Well, this is a big pitch for Walker Buehler, for his pitch count to go deep into the game, to not have first and second and one out, walk the pitcher. This really could change your workload.
He did get him. 6th K for Buehler. Walker's the second out of the 5th.
Be at Dodger Stadium on Thursday when the Dodgers face these Mets. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Clayton Kershaw World Champion t-shirt presented by Budweiser in honor of number 22. The tickets will start at $22. To see the full promotional calendar and to score your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Man, just to fact check myself on that, he has had 3 plate appearances this year left-handed. And so it is stemming from that side issue that he had earlier.
And probably all of them when he was in a situation to actually swing the bat, not going to be bunting.
2 gone for the top of the order and Brandon Nimmo, who takes ball 1. Nimmo walked in the first inning, grounded out in the 3rd. Only 2 hits in this game total. The Mets have them both. Single from Villar to lead off this 5th. Homer from Conforto. The 2 gone last inning. Villar takes his lead as Nimmo fouls it into the glove. 1-1.
Walker on a path to do what the Dodgers need to give him a chance to win and also go deep into the game. Pitches into the 7th consistently, 2nd in Major League Baseball to Wheeler as far as who goes the deepest into the game.
Those might be the top 2 candidates for Cy Young if Jacob deGrom doesn't come back and make a late push.
And that's a category where the voters will look. How often were you out there and how long were you out there? With the quality, of course.
Runner takes off. Throw from Smith. Not in time. And a stolen base for Villar. Count goes to 1-2 on Nimmo.
There'll be a slight pause to look at this on the Dodger side just because from the bench you don't have this clean a look that we do. The tag's on the foot. The hand looks like it's on the base.
Villar was a big stocky guy that hits for power, also steals a lot of bases. He's top 10 among active players. Has a 62 stolen base season under his belt where he led the majors. He's in scoring position with 2 gone. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Brandon Nimmo. Here comes Buehler. Popped him up. Left center field. Who wants it? Bellinger's got it. That's the inning. To the 6th we go. The Dodgers looking for their first hit against Taijuan Walker.
This Friday on an all-new Backstage Dodgers, Dodger reliever Joe Kelly and his son Knox head to the barbershop for haircuts, and Kelly reveals the story behind his current cut. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday, presented by Cadillac.
To the 6th, and the Dodgers still looking for their first hit against Taijuan Walker. Billy McKinney leads it off. He's the lone base runner the Dodgers have had, walking back in the 3rd. And he takes ball 1.
He's established the fastball. He's been successful with the fastball. The splitter that looks like the fastball down the middle has buried very well. And he hasn't really made a mistake with the breaking stuff.
There's a splitter.
That's a good one. He's had the difference between throwing it for a strike and then trying to put people away with 2 strikes, throwing it a little lower.
On a 1-1, McKinney swings and misses, doubles up on that pitch, 1-2. Count evens up, 2-2. Walker, who over his last 9 games has the worst ERA in the league at 6.70, holding the Dodgers without a hit through 5. His pitching coach Jeremy Hefner watches as he deals a 2-2 pitch. McKinney yanks it down the line, foul.
The hitter's reaction to the fastball and the hitter's reaction to the split tell you that he's been hard to pick up. Hiding the ball well, giving you the same delivery even though he's throwing 2 different speeds on the pitch.
McKinney, who earned the walk the first time he saw him, waits on a 7th pitch here. Leading off the 6th and fouling another.
He doubled up with the heater. Will he triple up with it? Or with the 2-2 count, does he go back to the splitter? If you talk to hitters, this is all about where you want to hit the fastball so you can stay on the off-speed pitch.
Another 2-2 is bounce foul. Kenny refuses to go down. Extremely efficient. 4 pitches or 4 innings where he's had single-digit number of pitches. Is 2-2. Gets him swinging. Eventually strikes out McKinney, his 7th.
A lot of early count outs because he's one of the best zone percentage guys in the National League. Whether he is succeeding or failing on the mound, he is in the zone. So the Dodgers have been attacking him early, especially when they've seen the fastball.
And he's got to be good in the zone because he doesn't typically get many chases. Buzzes Buehler, ball 1.
If you're Walker and nobody's gotten a hit yet, you got a 1-0 count. He's got to take until he gets a strike at least.
2-0.
Now I think he might even take 2.
3 balls and no strikes on Walker Buehler.
Take 3. Make him throw 3 strikes in a row. Just as much pressure on the third one as there is on this first one.
There's one.
Not against squaring around to bunt right here if you're taking, just to give him a new look right as he's in the middle of his delivery.
There's 2. Taken again.
Yeah, but I'm stepping out right now because he's in a rhythm. I'd be stepping out and making sure that we break his rhythm.
Oh, he walked him. There you go.
Nope.
Third one's as hard as the first and counts the same. It's a 1-out walk for Buehler, and just like that, the tying run is aboard. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of Trey Turner.
Well, the 2 Achilles heels during this slump for Walker. Taijuan Walker is the
It was bound to happen.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's been the home run ball and the walks, and so they got half the equation.
And Trey Turner, who's hit 18 at the other part of that equation, 1 shy of his career high. Looking for his first long ball as a Dodger. Had one to hit there and fouled it off. Strike 1. I think a lot of the hitters would probably tell you tonight they've not been without pitches to hit. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on a splitter. 0-2. Good stop by Nido. Trey Turner, who has one of the highest 2-strike averages in baseball. Waits on this 1-2 from Taijuan Walker. Hits it on the ground to third. Tough bounce on Davis. They get 1 at second, and they turn 2 on Trey Turner. 6 no-hit innings for Taijuan Walker. Inside the Box Score brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Both pitchers have been fantastic. 2 hits combined, both of them for the Mets against Buehler. One of them a solo shot for Conforto. All stayed good hands. The Mets turning 2 on Trey Turner.
You got to hit it hard, and then you got to be really smooth on defense to get Trey Turner. Look at that. Wow. Bang, bang. Blazing speed. Keeps the scoreboard intact for everything that's going on for the Mets.
2, 3, and 4 coming up against Walker Buehler here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Buehler at 70 pitches on a night where Jansen and Treinen and Gratterall and Brule are all down. One of the things we talked about during the pregame show, one way to make that not as big of a deal is to score a bunch, and doesn't matter what type of leverage arms you've got. That's not happening to this point. Strike 1 on McNeil. The other thing you need, though, is a deep start from Walker Buehler, and he is on his way to giving them that.
One pitch, one swing, the difference in the game. The hit column doesn't matter. It's the run column that matters at the end.
One of the 2 losses for Walker Buehler is the combined no-hitter the Cubs threw against him at the end of June. Here he is on the mound again, the victim of the offense getting no hits through 6. '27-year-old out of Lexington, Kentucky, deals an 0-2 to Jeff McNeil, and that is fouled into the glove. Strike 3. 7th for Buehler.
High fastball, check swing, but foul tip right into the glove.
Pete Alonso's grounded out twice against Buehler. 1 out of 6 this weekend. For the 28-year-old in his 3rd year, he's hit more home runs than any player since he debuted. First one from Buehler. Streams in there, strike 1. One on 1 on the 5th Peter Alonso. No juniors or seniors or Roman numerals. All 5 distinguished by different middle names. This is Peter Morgan Alonso. He waits on a 1-1 from Walker Buehler. That takes very high for ball 2. All those Petes have a long history in New York. Queens specifically. So his grandparents fled the Spanish Civil War, moving from Barcelona, Spain, and settling in Queens. And so that's where Pete's dad was born. On this 2-1, he hits a fly ball to right. Sends McKinney to the warning track with room to put it away for out number 2. Pete's grandpa was a diehard Brooklyn Dodger fan that watched a bunch of games at Ebbets Field. Family tradition of going to the local restaurant and they'd bring the radio or listen to the radio, and they'd have Vin and Red Barber on in the 1950s. 2 gone in the 6th, and up comes Dominic Smith. Strikeout and a ground out for Smith. Ball 1. Ball 2. The other way for a 2-out hit.
Nobody up in the Dodger bullpen, and don't expect there to be anybody up in the Dodger bullpen. Walker Buehler has gone at least 90 pitches in all of his outings this year. He's gone over 107 of them. And he's been at a high of 113 twice. So plenty left in the tank. And this again, we're getting closer and closer to must-win games for the Dodgers. They will take them as long as he's effective.
Strike on Conforto, whose home run is accounted for the scoring in this game, his 8th of the year.
Cut fastball that he just got enough of. When he hit it, I didn't think it sounded like it was going to be enough. There's a little breeze blowing in from left and slightly out to right that might have helped that just enough as it cleared McKinney's glove.
For the former 10th overall pick of the draft out of Oregon State. Debuted a year later when he was 22 and had that huge 2015 postseason. Dodgers saw firsthand. Now in his 7th year. It's been a tough year. He's notoriously hard on himself, and he says it spiraled into him being overly passive at the plate. Swinging at a lower rate than he ever has, but we've seen him be aggressive this weekend. Now this 0-1 pitch. He takes a strike on a curve, and it's 0-2.
Conforto hit a cutter, and that's the only pitch that has given up hits for Walker Buehler. 3 hits on 3 cutters.
It's one of the pitches that's been so good for him during this recent run. As Conforto in an 0-2 hole. Here he comes. Foul, 97. Hardest one he's thrown tonight.
Banks still has plenty of gas. If he needs inspiration, just look at the thumb of his glove.
One and two.
That window sets up a curveball. Fastball high and away. If he wants to try and drop the curveball on the outside corner, it could look like a ball out of hand and then break there and hit it.
The 1-2 pitch is a changeup for his 8th strikeout tonight. The Mets won, the Dodgers nothing. Taijuan Walker back to the mound with a no-hitter into the 7th. Couple all-stars pitching like it tonight. Taijuan Walker, no hits through 6 innings, delivers ball 1 to Max Muncy. Buehler's giving up just the home run to Conforto. 1-0 New York as Muncy swings through it, and it's 1-1.
He has struck out everybody individually except for Belly and Max Muncy.
Splitter dives low, ball 2. Muncy a fly out to center and a ground out to second. It's a powerful lineup, one swing from tying it. A fly ball to left center field. Nimmo drifting to his right. Smith is there as well, and it's Nimmo to make the catch. I don't know if it's a product of it being really loud there this weekend or what, but how many times have we seen that? What? 3-4 times between the two teams in a game and a half?
Exactly. Well, they are not hearing each other because there's plenty of screaming going on.
Well, Taijuan Walker, who grew up a diehard Angels fan, first time he pitched at Angels Stadium, took a no-hitter into the 7th inning. As he delivers strike 1 to Will Smith. Went the distance in that game back in September of 2016. 6 1/3 no hits tonight. As Smith lifts the ball to deep left center field. Back it goes. It's gone. Upper deck home run. Will Smith. No hitter gone. Game tied.
It's not their last at bat, but he's done it in their last at bat 5 times this year. Last night he had the game winner. It was a 2-run shot. This solo shot ties this game up.
Number 17 for Will Smith. Ball 1 on Seager. He wins it in the 10th last night. He ties it in the 7th tonight. And now Seager pokes one the other way. That sends Smith back and hits off the wall. Ricochets right to him. Throw to second offline. And a double for Seager. Go ahead run in scoring position.
Dodgers had a flat tire for 6 innings, but they got the jack out and changed it, and now the car is moving. The home run from Smith, and now this double from Seager. Does a nice job getting on top of it. Smith hit a slider, which really hasn't been thrown that much tonight. The fastball and the splitter have been the keys. Walker started out the inning with a curveball to Muncy, bringing in kind of a new pitch for the evening. And then the slider gets hit, but back to the fastball that's been successful. And Seager with a little awkward turn around first with a double.
So it's tied at 1. Seager's at second, and Pollock comes up. It was the Mets that turned the game on its head in the 7th inning last night. So far tonight, the Dodgers doing it. As Will Smith hits one 444 feet. Second longest home run by a Dodger this year. Strike one on Pollock.
They continue to attack early. They've had a plan. They've worked the plan. They finally have found some success.
Aaron Loup warming. Never got into the game last night, but has been one of the top relievers in baseball this year. Pollock trying to get things moving this series. He's 0 for 7. Has Seager at second in a tie game, and an 0-1 takes ball 1. One and 2.
Taijuan Walker over his last 6 outings hasn't been over 93 pitches. Only been over 100 twice all year, so he is getting close to the end.
Deals 1-2, and Pollock pokes it foul. Well, the Dodgers' 3 hardest hit balls of this game are the 3 batters in this inning so far. Fly out from Muncy, home run from Smith, double from Seager. All making it happen. 3rd time through seeing Taijuan Walker. Another 1-2. Got him swinging with a good splitter.
This ball had good finish, but if AJ catches it out front, it's a little higher and hasn't broken sharp until that very end. You see where he misses it out there out in front? He had a line on it. He just missed it a little bit. We've seen guys missing it by about 2 bat widths, but that one he just missed by a hair.
8th K for Walker, who had struck out just 5 over his last 2 starts combined. Up to Chris Taylor with 2 gone. That's in the dirt. It gets away from Nido and allows Seager to take 3rd.
It changes everything, especially on pitch selection and philosophy behind it, because if you want to throw the splitter and put him away, you're dealing with possibly putting another one in the dirt.
Taylor hitting .385 with men in scoring position and 2 outs this year. Bunts through it. Throw to third is high, and a leaping catch from J.D. Davis.
It's a beautiful game. The bunt attempt, threw it. Seager with the dive and the throw. Just so much happens so quickly sometimes in the action. It's awesome. None of that was planned. It was all because of the bunt through.
1-2. Seager at third, 2 gone. A 1-2. Taylor watches ball 2. Just tied.
He decides to go splitter. He heads up at third for the ball in the dirt.
Wow, he did, and Nido saved the day.
A larger percentage of the equation is the ball could end up in the dirt because he's given up the no-hitter, he's given up the tie, and he's at the end of his pitch count, so he's over-trying with that pitch.
They've tied it on the Smith homer. Go-ahead run 90 feet away. 3-2 pitch to Chris Taylor. Taken inside, ball 4.
He threw a really good one to A.J. Pollock and got him, and he threw another good one to Chris Taylor. Doesn't get him. What an amazing take.
Pitches a strike for a long time.
A long time, and it had a little better break than the one to Pollock.
And that is going to do it for Taijuan Walker, who pitched into the 7th with a no-hitter, but it's broken up with a game-tying home run from Will Smith. Seager doubled. He's at third after the walk to Taylor. Walker leads. Will Smith for the 2nd night in a row with a big swing. It's tied up in the 7th. Well, still a great line for Taijuan Walker, who carried a no-hitter into the 7th inning until Will Smith tied the game with a home run. He leaves with runners at the corners and 2 gone. Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In-N-Out. Walker hands it off to somebody who's been excellent this year, Aaron Loup. His 1.19 ERA, 5th in the majors. Not giving up a run in his last 16 games. He's only given up 1 run in his last 29 games.
Going to face Cody Bellinger, and lefty's only hitting 175 off of him. He comes in there with a fastball, slider, curveball, and change. To lefties, mainly fastball and slider.
33-year-old in his 10th big league season. Lefty-lefty against Bellinger with Seager at third and Taylor at first. Bellinger jumps on the first one, down the line and foul. That close to giving them their first lead of the night.
Game of inches or a foot.
Now 0-1. Bellinger takes inside, ball one. Two on, two out, a 1-1 pitch. Bellinger lays off a sweeper. No swing, ball two. Albert Pujols on deck. Bellinger trying to get it there. Go ahead run at third. Two gone in the seventh. The 2-1 pitch. Down and away, ball three.
It's off the plate.
Yeah, I think Luis Rojas just got thrown out of the game by the home plate umpire Ben May. And now he'll come get his money's worth. And now the bench coach, Dave Jouse, follows him. Message delivered. Rojas will head for the clubhouse. In a tight game here. 1-1, seventh inning. A 3-1 to Cody Bellinger. In there for strike two. Well, they're revved up now, aren't they?
Yeah, a little different crowd.
The 3-2. Chased way off of the plate to end the inning. But the Dodgers have tied it. Will Smith with a home run for the second consecutive night.
Purchase a special event ticket package for Mexican Heritage Night on Tuesday. And then you'll receive a special Mexican Heritage Night jersey if you come, presented by Bank of America. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
Well, brand new game for Walker Buehler. 85 pitches in. They have him off of the hook for now with a game-tying home run for Will Smith as he delivers ball one to J.D. Davis. That's brings 6, 7, and 8 up there. Their lone run came in the fourth on a Conforto homer. Buehler struck out 8. It's walked 2. He's given up just 3 hits. And his 1-0 to Davis is fouled off. There are questions for both teams in terms of how they're going to piece it together at the end of the game. Miguel Castro, who we saw last night, is available. But they're wondering about Edwin Diaz. He probably is not. 3 straight days. Jerry's Familia has pitched in 3 of the last 4. Ball 2 on Davis. I mentioned earlier, but for the Dodgers, Jansen, Treinen, Gratterall, Brule, all down. Buehler's 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
I would suspect we'll see rubber arm Phil Bickford, maybe Vesia, and I would think that maybe Corey Knebel could be in the equation.
Well, the only other guy is Uceta. And then Connor Green. Yeah. Two. Sharply hit off the mound and into right center for a leadoff hit. J.D. Davis with his first hit of the weekend.
He hits another ball hard. Conforto's home run, 98 miles an hour off the bat. The fly ball right after that by J.D. Davis was 102 miles an hour. So he's been able to get some barrels, and that looked like it was off of Walker's right ankle. Julio Urias went on the IL today after getting plugged in the calf as a batter. Now Walker Buehler gets one off the ankle or the shoe.
So the Mets quickly put the go-ahead run aboard. Jonathan Villar, who's reached both times against Buehler, walking a single, steps up. Takes ball one. As Buehler started him with a changeup. Villar, good combo of speed and power. He stole the bases last time on. He's got 13 home runs this season. In one year where he hit 29 for the Orioles. Two and 0. Alex Vesia has just now started to warm for LA. Dave Robertson in the top of the order. 4 of the first 5 are lefties. Swing and a miss. 2-1.
Not warming up in a hurry. They probably told him who could be his first hitter.
Smith able to find it in time to keep Davis put. In a perfect world, Buehler gets through the 7th inning before the top of the order can do any damage, and then you have the lefty Vesia to match up really well with that part of the order, and Knebel and/or Bickford in the 9th. And there's got to be another run sprinkled in there by the offense.
Exactly.
Here comes a 3-1. In there, strike 2.
There's been some complaining about the umpiring behind home plate, but I think he's done a very nice job.
Davis at first, nobody out. Here comes a payoff. Taken low, ball 4. First 2 each here in the 7th. The 96 pitches now for Buehler. His season high is 113. He's hit that twice.
3 walks have extended that pitch count a little bit. The last couple starts, he's had some issues with walking guys, especially from the erratic fastball.
And it's 7 walks for him over his last 2 starts. Uncharacteristic.
Throughout the year, he's gotten better the bigger the situation. Nobody on the league hitting 199. Men on 174. Runners in scoring position 165. The tougher the situation, the tougher he's been.
This here pretty darn tough.
Yep.
It's Nido First and second, nobody out. The catcher squares and lays down a bunt foul. Yeah, deck circled, the lone left-handed hitter on New York's bench. That's Travis Blankenhorn. That's for the pitcher's spot due next.
Got a hit last night. Hard ground ball to the right side, base hit.
Nido tries again, and it's foul again. There are those numbers you're referencing. Tougher it is, the more he likes it.
Right now, you run it through your head that if he bunts it in the air, you can decide to drop it and go for the double play. If it's not high enough for an infield fly rule, you can do that.
On 0-2, Nido swings and misses. One gone in the seventh.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and Walker Buehler, his best 3 pitches of this inning. Fastball, breaking ball. Gets the job done, but still work to go.
9 strikeout of the game for Walker Buehler. Mark Prior out for a visit with Blankenhorn announced as the pinch hitter. After Blankenhorn, top of the order in Nimmo. The Dodgers chasing the Giants, 5 games back in the West. The Mets a game back of the Phillies, half game back of the Braves. For both these teams, part of the season where every game matters so much. We've been able to feel that in the park this weekend. Vesia should be ready to go by now. Whenever Dave Roberts decides it's time. As Blankenhorn climbs in, 3 out of 15 in 16 games in the majors this year. He's been a traveling man from the Twins to the Dodgers for 3 games in the minors, to the Mariners, to the Mets. Buehler's first pitch to him. Swing and a miss at 96, strike 1. The 0-1.
Confident in everything. Went to the changeup right there in the 0-1 count.
One and 2. Tied at 1, bottom 7. First and second for the Mets with 1 gone. Buehler fires 1-2. Taken high, ball 2.
Walker's got 9 Ks and every pitch has been involved. He has finished batters off with everything. The most, the fastball. The next 2, the curveball and the slider, both have a pair.
Here he comes with the 2-2. And he struck him out right down the middle with a fastball for out number 2.
That's 10 Ks. 4 with the fastball, 2 with the curve, 2 with the slider, 1 with the cutter, and 1 with the changeup. It's going to be hard to take him out of the game after that pitch.
Jumbo jacks for all. On the 10th strikeout of the game for Walker Buehler. Not out of the woods yet. Brandon Nimmo at the top of the order. 0 for 2 today. 1 for 6 this weekend. And Dave Roberts does elect to leave Walker Buehler in. Davis's second VR at first. Nimmo swings and misses at a first pitch changeup.
Every time he's thrown a changeup this year, except once, it's been to a left-handed hitter.
It's been more of a finishing pitch for him this season, but he's incorporated it more early tonight. Down an 0-1. Turns it up with a fastball. It's 1-1.
Some guys, to get to this point in the game, they try really hard. There are other guys that can reach back and go to the well. Buehler's got plenty of water.
Two balls, one strike.
That's so good. That pitch is so good. You just got to get it a little closer, have it be a strike a little longer.
After Nimmo, it's another left-handed hitter in Jeff McNeil, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Single and a walk to start the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, and now a 2-1 taken high for ball 3. And Dave Roberts perhaps on the verge of another decision. Does he leave Buehler on for McNeil, or does he go to Vesia at that point?
I'll wait for the results for my answer.
On 3-1, Nimmo pops it down the line, foul, and the count is full.
I stick with Buehler. I think the team is with Walker. I think Walker has been to this place before, and I think he has earned it to stay in this game, even if he walks him. If he gives up a hit, of course, you can probably take him out. But even a walk, I think he's earned it to stay in the game. And I think the team would be with Dave Roberts.
Runners to get a head start on this 3-2 pitch to Brandon Nimmo. Popped up, left side. Smith has room, and the inning is over. Walker Buehler gets through 7, and it's tied at 1. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. And by Nissan, the model year end at Nissan. Hurry before these deals take off. Shop NissanUSA.com. Tied at 1. Michael Conforto with a home run for the Mets. Will Smith with a home run for the Dodgers. And Walker Buehler, after the first 2 reached against him in the 7th, able to get out of it. And he racks up 10 strikeouts for the first time since mid-June.
Gone north of 110 pitches 3 times, and they're all big games. This one against the Mets. He got shut out against Houston for a loss, and then he only gave up 1 unearned run against the Giants and got a W.
Second night in a row for Miguel Castro. His first one to Billy McKinney is a slider for a strike, and he showed off good stuff last night out of that Mets bullpen, going back-to-back now. Strikeout and a walk for McKinney. On the weekend, he's 0 for 2, but with 3 walks. Man, oh man, 99 after that slider.
It's Blake Trinan stuff, but from a lower arm angle. Doesn't quite go down as much.
The 0-2. Got him. Wow. Slider, fastball, changeup. And McKinney's the first out of the 8th. Walker Buehler's night will officially end here with Matt Beatty headed up there as the pinch hitter. So the 6th inning last night, where he wound up pinch hitting for Julio Urias, and Dave Roberts came out and said, I don't want him to hit. Julio was going to be done pitching regardless. We wondered at that point if that was the case. But Dave Roberts, given the situation, bases empty and 2 outs, wanted to have Julio hit so as to not burn Beatty as a pinch hitter. Now Beatty wound up reaching anyways. He takes ball 1 here, but it wasn't, as it seemed like it might have been, the first domino to lead to a tough spot for the bullpen. Pitching plan was already what it was.
And 82 pitches. People thought, why are they pulling him so early? Well, he's on the IL today with the calf injury from where he got hit. So that was the reason he was coming out of the game, not the pitch count.
Ball and a strike on Beatty. All tied in the 8th. And another tight one for these teams. Beatty cracks one to the ground, foul, 1-2. Tight one here. That is not the case in Arizona, where the Diamondbacks put up 5 on Joe Musgrove in the first inning. It's 5-0 D-backs. They're through with 4 now. Rockies have an early lead on the Giants. It's 1-0, middle 2. C.J. Cron with a solo shot. The 1-2. Taken for ball 2.
How about August baseball where you're locked into every pitch
of 2 games?
And you know what? It's that way because the Dodgers are down by 5 to the Giants. If they were up by 5, it'd be okay. We need this game, but we're up by 5, down by 5. It's like every pitch.
Back-to-back Ks for Castro. 2 away in the 8th. It's the first time the Dodgers have trailed by this many games since May of 2018. And it's not like the Dodgers have been bad lately. They've won 5 of 6. They've won 8 of their last 11. Giants have just been a little bit better, winning 6 in a row and 11 of 13. Trey Turner watches the first pitch slider for strike 1. One. 1-1 game, 1-1 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Castro seems to have it all working.
Everything that comes out of his hand is hunting the strike zone with great movement and exceptional velocity.
Broken bat bounce to first. Alonso to the bag and a 1-2-3-8 for Miguel Castro. Time for the Nissan calendar. One more game on this road trip. Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. Dodgers come home for the Pirates and the Mets. Let's check in with Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Joe. As you guys talked about earlier, there are limited options in the bullpen tonight. Dave Roberts confirmed earlier that Kenley Jansen and Blake Treinen, Justin Brule, as well as Brusdar Graterol are down tonight. So he's going to rely heavy on Alex Vesia, who we saw just come out, as well as Phil Bickford and Corey Knebel, guys.
All right, Kirsten, and it is Vesia here for the 8th inning. Lefty, righty, lefty due up for the New York Mets. McNeil, Alonso, Smith. His first one to Jeff McNeil is taken high, ball 1. Well, he's in there with Jansen and Treinen and Graterol and Brule down, but at the same time, the run he's been on makes this not all that ridiculous that he's pitching against this spot in the order at this point of the game. A fly ball to left field. No big deal for A.J. Pollock, and 1 gone in the 8th.
Not at all. Alex on the mound, just over 24 innings pitched, 33 strikeouts. coming off an inning of work where he threw 25 pitches with a day's rest, where he had a couple strikeouts and a walk. He's in a good place, and they have called on him in just as big a situations as this.
Seth Lugo next up for the Mets. 1-1 game, last of the 8th. Here's Pete Alonso. And when Dave Roberts made the decision, Vesia over Knebel or Bickford, this is what he had to get through his mind. Vesia facing Alonso. His first pitch, outside ball 1. And by the book, it's scary, right? Lefty righty against a big power hitter like this. Vesia has actually been harder on right-handed hitters than he has lefties. Righties are hitting .093. He deals 1-0, and Alonso swings through it, strike 1.
I like that the body language on the mound has not changed, even though he's in New York with these fans, the noise level, and the scoreboard. He is still locked in.
Here's 1-1 to Pete Alonso. Swing and a miss again. A high fastball puts Vesia ahead 1-2.
Some guys in this situation, they can get that blank stare, and you can just tell it's overwhelming. It's not that way for Alex at all. So there's definitely somebody home right here.
Some sneaky rage in those eyes. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. 3 consecutive fastballs by Alonso.
The stuff's the same. The jump is higher. Everything going into that. The other thing that can happen is guys will start aiming the ball. He's cutting it loose.
Two gone for Dominic Smith. Alex Vesia has now struck out 10 of the last 15 hitters that he's faced. Lefty lefty against Smith. There's strike 1. And Smith seeing the movement from Will Smith's glove, who is set up outside, and asking home plate umpire Ben May about it.
You had it right first.
Set up away again. And a breaking pitch gets him ahead 0-2.
You could see how far Will Smith creeped out there. Boy, he's not running a marathon on that mound. He's running a sprint.
Hurdles.
Yeah, he is. Got one last one to get over right here.
Fly ball left center field. Bellinger or Pollock. It's A.J. Pollock, and Alex Vesia against 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Mows him down and sends it to the 9th, tied at 1.
Back-to-back big nights for Will Smith. Couple of home runs. Last one last night, one tonight, Jerry.
Will Smith has been clutch.
Hopefully we can make it another night of a one-run win. We'll have to wait and see.
All right, guys, Seth Lugo comes on to pitch the top of the 9th for New York. Give up 5 runs in 1 game against the Pirates. He's got a 1.98 ERA otherwise. Teeth of the lineup. Max Muncy to greet him. Taking a breaking ball for strike 1. After Muncy, Smith, and Seager. On an 0-1 pitch. Muncy watches and jumps out of the way of ball 1.
Jumping rope and fell down. Lugo throws mostly fastballs and curveballs to left-handers. Has a slider, has a changeup, but about 90% of them are those two pitches.
We've seen one of each so far, curve and then the fastball. Now a 1-1. Muncy swings and misses, had a change. Max 0 for 3 tonight after going 2 for 5 in the opener. Mets got their run and a Conforto homer in the 4th. Dodgers tied it and a Smith homer in the 7th. Here in the 9th, Muncy with a check swing roller left side. Davis pulls the trigger. Not in time. Infield single Max Muncy to start the 9th inning.
Remember the play earlier with Chris Taylor at third base, a 2-hopper that he took about 8 steps to get it over there. Well, as soon as he took the 2nd and 3rd step here on this one after it hits the glove, watch the extra steps. See those extra steps? That's what gave Max Muncy enough time to get the 1st and get by the bag easily.
3rd hit for the Dodgers, 1st single. Prior to that, the home run from Smith, the double from Seager. And now an infield hit for Muncy. Go ahead, run aboard to lead off the 9th inning. And guess who's coming up? Mr. Clutch this weekend, Will Smith, who takes ball 1. Last night in the 10th inning, hit a 2-run home run against Jerry's Familia that proved to be the difference.
First half of the season before he got hot, it was about a home run every 20 at-bats. Now it's about a home run every 10. And lately, it's just been even more often than that.
Fouls this one off and it's 1-1. How about this, Earl? Since the All-Star break, with the tying or go-ahead run on base or at the plate, Will Smith is hitting .351 with 7 home runs.
Right guy in the right spot right here. It could again be the Dodgers' last at bat.
Swings through a fastball and it's 1-2. 5 times this season he has come up with a go-ahead hit in the Dodgers' last at bat. Behind the count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lugo throws in the dirt, ball 2.
There was news last night when the Dodgers win an extra inning game and they win a 1-run game.
How about they do just one of those today?
Won't be here quite as long.
2-2. And the extra innings win snapped an 11-game losing streak in extras. Back to the win in San Diego. First trip down there in April. Corey Knebel getting loose. Be interesting to see if he comes out to begin the 9th or if Alex Vesia goes out there at least for another hitter. It's a lefty Conforto to lead off. Smith drives the ball to center field but got it off the end of the barrel and Nimmo puts it away. One away and here's Corey Seager. Looked better and better, wouldn't you say, over these couple weeks since coming back?
Since coming off the IL, he's been a very productive hitter and has really looked like himself. Didn't take any time to find any rhythm at the plate. His last at bat, a bullet off the left field wall.
Go ahead run at first, 1 gone in the 9th as he hits a breaking ball to second. McNeil gets the lead runner. 2 out and the hitter is Pollock. After a 0 for 5 game last night, Pollock 0 for 3 tonight. These kinds of nights are very rare for him. Coming into the weekend, he had a hit in 26 of his last 28 games. Still time to make this a happy night, though. One ball, no strikes. Conforto, Davis, VR due up for the Mets in the last of the ninth. One ball, one strike. Giants have tied it in San Francisco. Donovan Solano with an RBI single. So 1-1. Bottom of the second. Target set away for this 1-1 pitch. Put it right where he wanted it. Weak grounded to short. VR to the bag. And that's the inning. Dodgers get a leadoff hit, but don't move him past first. To the bottom of the ninth, tied at 1. So Alex Vesia will come out, at least for Conforto, to start this ninth inning. After going 1-2-3 in the eighth on just 9 pitches. Knebel's ready to go in the bullpen with a righty and Davis to follow, but we'll see. We told you Vesia gets righties out as well. And Conforto, who's coming up, is the man that's produced the home run of the game for the Mets back in the 4th against Buehler.
Cutter on the inside part of the plate and got just enough to get over McKinney's glove. It was a huge hit at the time.
So here we go, tied at 1, bottom of the ninth. Vesia to Conforto, who bunts it along third and foul. The only man over there was Chris Taylor. Playing the left-handed hitter to pull. And Corey Knebel, by the way, has taken a seat, and Phil Bickford is now warming. Nothing in 2. Davis and VR to follow. Here comes the 0-2. Off of Smith's glove. Boy, if he squeezes that.
It could have been a strike. You see Will Smith set up so far outside with Alex Vesia because Vesia's breaking ball doesn't break a whole lot, so he doesn't want it to really start in the middle of the plate because it'll only get to maybe get to the corner. He's trying to get it to start on the corner and completely get off the plate.
Just up. They asked the third, no swing, ball 2.
What a great shot. Just didn't get the results he was looking for, but an outstanding pitch. Feel good about the way you're throwing the ball. Judge yourself on execution, not on the results. That was well executed.
Vesia's 2-2 to Conforto. Count goes full. Conforto leading off the ninth in a 1-1 game. And swung it was probably ball 4.
I'd like to see Will Smith stay a little bit more middle of the plate right here. When you creep out as far as he does on the outside corner, I think the hitters can see in their peripheral vision a little bit, get a feel.
Another payoff. On a line to center, but playable for Bellinger. One gone in the ninth. Vessia's retired all 4 that he's faced. And for Dave Roberts, you also have to weigh the idea that this game, ideally at this point, is headed into extras. How soon do you want to get that line moving with only a handful of guys available down there? But he looks like he is going to make the change here with the right-handed batting J.D. Davis coming up.
There's so many things they have to weigh because you keep the different pitch counts in order. You've got this long stretch of no off days, and you want to keep your quality arms available at least in back-to-back days, and then give them a day off.
And a double switch. Zach McKinstry, who's just reactivated today, comes into the game, and Bill Bickford comes on 1-1 in the ninth. With one gone in the ninth inning of a 1-1 game, it is Phil Bickford.
He's got a rubber arm, and he comes out there with some electric stuff. He's got a fastball like Vesia, where you throw it and it's like an optical illusion the way he can get it by hitters. And his breaking ball has really started to come around, and you can call on him in any situation.
J.D. Davis at the plate. Davis has gone 1 for 3 tonight. So Bickford will try to get this thing into extras. Taylor, Bellinger, and McKinney will be due up for the Dodgers if he can get it there. Bickford deals, and Davis comes out swinging at a fastball. Got a lot of the play, but it was sprayed foul. Here's Zach McKinstry, who's in the game and left. Taking over for A.J. Pollock, who is out as part of the double switch. McKinstry will be due up 4th in the 9 spot. And the pitcher now occupying the 5 hole.
J.D. Davis has had some good swings tonight. Hit the ball hard. Last 2 at bats, 102 and 105 off the bat.
One. Dave Joust, the bench coach, is acting manager right now with Luis Rojas thrown out. Bickford to Davis, the 1-1 pitch. High pop fly, shallow right field. Actually on the infield, it's Muncy. 2 gone. I did too, Max. Says I thought that was back there.
Yeah, some pretty good wind up there, as high up as that pop-up was going.
Now the Mets have had 6 base runners total tonight. Jonathan Villar, who's coming up here, has accounted for 3 of those 6 with a pair of walks and a single. "13 home runs on the season, second only to Pete Alonso in tonight's lineup. Strike 1.
2 out, nobody on. Can be a hero with a home run. I like the pitch selection of that first pitch backdoor slider right there. Definitely going to be out in front. He was trying to sit on dead red and launch it.
The 0-1. Flipped into left. McKinstry's there, and that's the inning. Vesia gets 1. Bickford comes on and gets 2. And we go to extras for the second time in as many nights. Extra innings for the second night in a row at Citi Field. Dodgers and Mets locked at 1. Dodgers snapped an 11-game extra innings losing streak with a 6-5 win last night. Mets had won 7 of their first 10 in extras. Yennsy Diaz, who we saw last night, really good stuff out of that Mets bullpen. On to face Taylor, Bellinger, and McKinney.
16 pitches. That's a nice solid workload to be able to bring somebody right back. And he showed us the heater last night that hovered around 96, 97 miles an hour. Slider. And he's got that split. And that split finger has been something that has given the Dodgers trouble tonight.
Worked the 1-2-3 7th inning last night, did Diaz. This Mets team has dropped 10 of its last 15 games to fall out of first place, trying to make it to the postseason for the first time since 2016. Trying to win the division title for the first time since 15. They were 4 up prior to this 15-game stretch and had been in first all the way since early May. But coming to the day in third, chasing both the Phillies and the Braves. And the runner will be Corey Seager. Even though it was A.J. Pollock who made the last out, that is now the pitcher's spot because of a double switch. And one of the fine print rules is you can go to the spot before that if your other option is the pitcher. For Chris Taylor tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk. There's a leadoff 2-run home run from Will Smith that won the game last night. Taylor starting extra innings tonight. Brandon Drury, by the way, has checked in at third. Takes a fastball for a strike.
Dodgers being out hit right now. They have 3 hits. The Mets have 4. When they are out hit, they are 7 and 27. They're going to need some hits. They're going to have to do more than just hold serve here. In these extra inning losses, it's really been a little bit more about the offense than it has been the pitching. They got the job done last night. That big swing from Will Smith.
Mm, 1-1. Didn't get a ton of help there from Nido.
Looked like Nido did a good job catching that ball, but there might have been a slight cross up right there, but neither one was really worried about it.
No.
It's the way he caught that ball.
One ball, one strike. Diaz pitches. Taylor tries to lay off and does. Ball 2. On a 2-1, Taylor watches a high strike, 2-2.
Chris stuck out looking on a high fastball like that in his first at bat of the night.
A look at Seager. And a 2-2. Strike 3 called. 1 gone.
This one looks like it's in. It is a strike for a long time, but the tailing action at the end, electronically, it registered as a ball. Chris did a nice job in his last at bat walking on a pitch like this that ended up in. It was a splitter that moved a lot. This one, a fastball, gets rung up on one that looks inside.
So one gone, and Cody Bellinger comes up, looking for his first hit tonight.
Dodgers need a hero other than Will Smith.
Smith, who had the go-ahead home run in the 10th inning last night, of course, has the solo shot tonight, accounting for the Dodgers run. Seager leads. Diaz gets a sign and pitches. Strike one. One ball, one strike. I think Pedro Baez may have competition.
He is pretty deliberate.
Yeah.
Got to get him the pitch egg timer.
Here's his 1-1. Bellinger ahead, 2 balls, 1 strike.
What is it, a 2-minute egg? That's what, hard boiled.
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what an egg timer. Obviously, something with an egg, but like
it's a small little timer where the sand goes through. And
right, but what it's used for?
For cooking a hard boiled egg, I think.
Okay.
Or a soft boiled egg to get it the perfect consistency. It'd be 4 pitches from Diaz.
On a 2-1. Bellinger pulls it down the line at fair ball, but ricochets in front of Conforto. Seager in to score easily. Conforto overruns the ball. Bellinger's into second with a go-ahead double. Dodgers 2, Mets 1.
Really lengthens the lineup when your 7th hitter does this, and the lineup's already long when you have a resume like Cody Bellinger's. The MVP is starting to find his swing. And this is just laced. Remember the last at bat? He just missed the double down the line by about a foot. Well, this one he keeps fair by a foot, and it really counts.
And so the Dodgers at the very least hold serve. As we touched on last night, that's been no sure thing with their struggles and extras this season. But they get the runner in, and now McKinney chops one right side. He's out number 2. At the 3rd goes Bellinger. And up to the plate comes Zach McKinstry. But instead, Justin Turner. So Turner pinch hitting his first appearance since last Sunday when he pulled his groin.
Dave Roberts in the pregame scrum. It was about Justin Turner's available to hit. If he gets on, we probably would run for him. He's not at the level yet to play defense, at least not tonight, but he does expect him in the lineup tomorrow. So he continues to cross over the medical hurdles. And he's crossed over enough to get this at bat.
So you would assume that he's going to stay in the game, and the easy change would be Taylor currently is at 3rd. He's pinch hitting for McKinstry, who's in left. Just flip those guys. And Turner facing his old team, the one that famously non-tendered him, let him become a free agent. Bellinger at third, 2 gone. First one from Diaz is in there, strike 1. One franchise's trash is another's treasure. Corey Knebel warming. On an 0-1. That's ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Turner can reach, the other Turner with bat. Big run standing down there at third as the 1-2 comes home from Diaz. Justin Turner takes ball 2.
Started the game with a couple of walkers. Now we got Turner up with Turner on deck.
Mass confusion. Two. Backhanded by Nido. Count goes full. Not sure what that is, but it's terrifying. The 3-2 pitch. Got him swinging with a high and tight fastball. Dodgers get one, and the double from Bellinger. Fasten those seatbelts to the bottom of the 10th. Last night at the top of the 10th, it was Will Smith with a 2-run home run. Tonight in the top of the 10th, it's Cody Bellinger with the go-ahead double.
Last night they had 2 to get it to hold up. Got down to 1. Tonight they got to make 1 hold up.
And you can see Justin Turner will indeed stay in the game and play third. Chris Taylor actually came out to warm up at third, but then Justin Turner came out with Chris's outfield glove, handed it to him, and said, "You go out there. I'll handle this." Phil Bickford, who finished off the 9th, is out there for the 10th, and on a night where the bullpen is very short-handed, they'll try and shut it down here in these next 3 outs.
Well, Knebel is loose and ready in the bullpen if he needs reinforcements.
Bickford threw just 5 pitches. He'll face a pinch hitter, James McCann, to lead it off. And Jonathan Villar, who is a good runner, is at second. Good runner, good base stealer. Don't see many teams trying to swipe third to open extra innings, but if there is ever a guy to try it with, it might be Villar. So pinch hitting McCann facing Phil Bickford, whose first pitch of the 10th is down and away for ball 1. Fouls off a fastball. Seemed to have rising action to it. It's 1-1. Now McCann, who went 1 for 4 last night as the starter. Brandon Drury on deck.
Even though it's considered holding serve, that one run the Dodgers put on the board from the free runner puts a lot of pressure on the Mets.
The 1-1. Ball 2. Opponents against Phil Bickford this year with runners in scoring position, just a $135. Elite when it comes to straining runners. Usually that's coming in straining his teammates' runners. Here trying to strand a runner that's product of these extra innings rules. VR at second as a 2-1 comes home from Bickford. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Couple of big pitches here to keep 90 feet, keep that runner VR away from third base.
2-2. He struck him out with the slider on a cross up.
Definitely a cross up. Will Smith with a great catch back there. They're going to have a little conversation about this breaking ball and what fingers were put down before he threw it. Will Smith really good at recognizing spin when he's hitting and recognizing spin when he's catching.
Yeah. Wow, what a catch. So the tying run stays at second as Brandon Drury comes up, the #1 pinch hitter in baseball this year. Hitting .476 as a pinch hitter. And a visit from Smith. This technically won't count as a pinch hit at bat as it came on defensively in the top of this inning. But coming off of the bench into the game late, which the Dodgers now lead 2-1, trying to make it back-to-back extra innings wins.
Nail biters in August.
Bickford comes home and Drury fouls back first pitch fastball. 0-1. On a night where they knew bullpen was short, and they got 7 from Buehler. Just the Conforto home run against him. Vesia goes 1 1/3 perfect. Bickford's gotten 3 outs and is ahead of Drury. No balls, 1 strike. Slider gets a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Attacks him with the high fastball and then goes back to the successful breaking ball that got him the strikeout.
We got McCann with a slider. See what he goes with for Drury on 0-2. Back-to-back Ks to open the 10th. And Bickford and the Dodgers are an out away.
He's thrown 13 pitches and he's gotten 4 swings and misses. I mean, talk about making people missing bats. High fastball, missing bats, low breaking ball.
Dave Roberts is going to go to Corey Knebel for Brandon Nimmo. Bickford has had his issues with left-handed hitters. And with a lefty coming up, Knebel coming in, looking for the final out of the night. Well, this is an interesting move here. As part of this change for Dave Roberts, he brings Albert Pujols in at first base with the left-handed pull hitter up and moves Muncy from first over to third. Corey Knebel comes on for Brandon Nimmo.
Well, the move as far as the matchup and the righty-lefty for the batter, Knebel, left-handed hitters are hitting below 100 off him, and left-handed hitters off of Bickford are hitting almost 300. So you're gaining 200 points in batting average when you're changing the pitcher right here. And you're getting a fresh arm.
So from Buehler to Vesia to Bickford. And they're hoping just one hitter for Corey Knebel. Brandon Nimmo at the plate. 2-1 in the 10th inning. Villar, the free runner, still at second after Bickford strikes out McCann and Drury. Nimmo, who is the #1 lefty-lefty hitter in the National League at .352. First one from Knebel is to the top of the zone, strike one. The 0-1. Cracked foul, and it's 0-2. Knebel deals. 97 fouled off, and it stays at 0-2.
The bullpen gate opens. You never know who's going to walk through it. You know the name, but how's he going to execute? And Knebel has been amazing with these first 3 pitches.
And just his 3rd game since April. Corey Knebel thrusted right back into the heat. Tying run at second. 2 gone, 10th inning. Another 0-2 to Brandon Nimmo. Very high, ball 1.
You can see they're attacking the top part of the strike zone with him, with the fastball. If you think that's a weakness, you don't have to be a strike here again. You can try and get right to the top and just slightly above it. Or will they pull the trigger on a breaking ball?
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Chop foul will do it again.
You mentioned he's a pull hitter. Remember, on the right side of the Dodger defense, there's only 2 defenders, and Albert doesn't have a lot of range. So when you pull the trigger on the breaking ball, you bring in a little bit of the defensive weakness. A high fastball away, a little safer pitch.
1-2 again. On the hands with a heater. It's fouled back and it stays a ball and 2 strikes.
The fastball away takes the ball possibly into the rangy part of your defense. The breaking ball has a tendency to get hit on the ground and rolled over, especially when you've established the heater. So far, mostly fastballs up. Only 1 breaking ball.
7th pitch coming to Brandon Nimmo. Breaking ball, bounce to first. Pujols is there. He feeds Knebel, and that's it. Back-to-back extra innings wins for the Dodgers. 2-1 tonight.
No range needed by Albert. That's a ground ball right to him. Great job by Corey Knebel coming in and throwing strikes and covering first base. A lot of heroes. Big team win tonight.
Cody Bellinger's double in the 10th inning proves to be the difference. On a night where Will Smith home run tied it in the 7th inning at the back end of 7 innings from Walker Buehler. Vesia and Bickford and Knebel piece it together, and the Dodgers have taken the first 2 from the Mets. They've won 6 of their last 7, 9 of their last 12, and now keep an eye in San Francisco, where the Giants are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th with the Rockies. Enjoy Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. We'll talk to you again on Monday.